You're gonna have to trust me now.
I'm so sorry. She's gone. It's not fair. No, it's not fair.
Is everything all right?
It's Lulu.
So who hired you?
Valentine Cassadine.
Terrible, tragic accident.
Christina falling was her own fault.
Christina Corinthos Davis, you are under arrest.
I completely support Jagger for arresting Christina. It's probably the only way Molly and TJ will find peace and finally lay their daughter to rest. Despite all the sympathy for Christina as the surrogate sister, we can't ignore that she tried to steal the baby by breaking her promise. And let's not forget about TJ. Christina didn't make that baby alone. Thankfully, Molly, being a prosecutor, finally realized what TJ had been trying to tell her all along when she saw those pictures. Christina has always been headstrong, impulsive, and easily influenced, with a quick temper just like her father. Losing the baby might have been the best outcome, as she was never going to give it up willingly. It's disappointing that Alexis tried to force Molly to coddle Christina's troubling behavior. The best part is that Molly will face Christina in court, and if the writers handle this well, we'll see Molly and TJ with their original baby from the other lying surrogate. One thing's for sure, Christina won't be able to steal that baby. Enter Rick Lansing. But where is the baby? Why wasn't Christina ever asked if she wanted to see or hold the baby? How can TJ and Molly name the baby for the birth certificate and plan a funeral? I'm just disgusted with how the writers have mishandled this story. This storyline is beyond ridiculous. Kate's arresting Christina and TJ listening to Ava is completely unbelievable. An FBI agent making up his own story just to arrest Christina to get to Sonny? I can't wait to see him taken down. He has no morals at all. I love the moment when Jason showed up to get the pharmacist, and Scotty was there with an armful of snacks. When Scotty saw Jason, the next thing you knew, all the snacks were on the ground, and Scotty was gone. Lol, loved it. Who else is so over this Jagger storyline? It's dragging on, and the thought of a trial. Oh, not sure I can watch all that courtroom drama. And TJ, good grief. They've really turned him into an unlikable character. I used to love watching him and Molly, but now they're making him hard to like. Yes, it's a soap, but what happened to the loving character he used to be? I wonder who he'll end up with next. Alexis is playing damage control again, trying to protect and preserve the relationship between her two daughters. She's got an uphill battle with TJ whispering poison about Christina into Molly's ears at every chance. It's also a terrible look for Stella, as a GH employee, allowing the birth certificate to be completed by someone who isn't the baby girl's mother. Unless Christina chooses to terminate her parental rights, she has every right to name and bury her daughter. Christina's arrest is only temporary because Sonny and Jason have a wild card, Clement. He's already spilling the beans. Ava is going down, and she's going to try to save herself by throwing Kate's under the bus. That badge Kate's loves to flash around, I'm thinking he won't be holding it much longer. Of course, Kate's will blame Sonny for this as well, but it's Kate's own retaliation that's costing him everything. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. Now that's what I'm talking about. The truth is finally coming out. Ava didn't push her. Christina should have never gone to Ava's suite in the first place. This is what you call a cliffhanger. Have a great weekend, everyone, and don't all cuss me out at once. What a plot twist, baby! Kate's has overstepped again, and it's time for Anna and Robert to step in and set things right. Christina never intended to hand that baby over to Molly and TJ. Her flakiness is exactly why they were hesitant to accept her offer to be their surrogate. She acted irresponsibly by going to confront Ava in anger. She had no business being in Ava's room. As for Jagger, he's completely off his rocker. His behavior is over the top, and it's time for him to go. This storyline has run its course, and I'm sick of it. And TJ, he's just as frustrating. He knows everything Ava's done to Molly's family, yet he still goes to her to find out what happened with Christina. And what about those other photos of Ava and Jagger together? Why hasn't anyone mentioned them yet? While Christina was wrong to confront Ava, let's not forget there was no signed agreement between her, Molly, and TJ. Legally, Christina is the mother, and she should be involved in the arrangements. Molly acts like she carried the baby herself and shows no regard for Christina, even though she almost died. Who's on the birth certificate as the mother? Legally, Christina is the one who signs it, not Molly. Everything between them was just verbal, so TJ and Molly shouldn't be making all the decisions on their own. I'd love to blame Ava, but it really was an accident. Jagger, on the other hand, is driving me crazy. He needs to go, especially with how shady he is, even though he's supposed to be FBI, and after all Sonny did for his brother. The writers just couldn't let this be a beautiful story about two loving sisters, one doing the selfless act of carrying a baby for her sister who couldn't conceive. And when is someone actually going to call the FBI about Kate's instead of just talking about it? This storyline is pure chaos. I'm fast-forwarding through his scenes because he keeps repeating the same thing over and over. I'm going to take Sonny down. Kate's is really getting on my nerves now. He's willing to do anything to take Sonny down, even if it means breaking the law. His guilty conscience is driving him to blame Sonny for everything, and arresting Christina was completely unjustified. I wouldn't be surprised if TJ and Ava were involved in this mess too. Ava's downfall is imminent now that Jason knows she had a hand in the pill situation, and Valentin is the one who got the pharmacist to lower the dose. Anna isn't any better. She knew what Kate's was up to and let him get away with it. Why is she so afraid to tell Laura? On a positive note, I'm thrilled that Mac and Cotty finally made peace. That was my favorite part of yesterday's episode. It made me smile. As for Kate's, it's clear he only arrested Christina to get to Sonny because he's too focused on settling his vendetta. I can't stand Kate's character, and it's frustrating that the FBI seems oblivious to what's going on. He twists everything to serve his own agenda, and it's really starting to annoy me. I watched GH back in the day and remember Jagger, though not much about his storylines. But why bring him back just to make his character so pathetic? I love the actor who plays him, but he, and most of the cast, deserve better storylines. TJ can take a hike. I'm tired of the hatred in his eyes for Christina. Sonny did well by reassuring Christina that Ava wouldn't be harmed. Kate's is out of control, and Jason needs to alert the FBI. Now that Jason knows the full story behind the medication, I pity what Ava's about to go through. She deserves it. As for Valentin, he had help from two people to escape, and I can't wait to see what happens next week. Kate's has no grounds for his actions, and TJ and Molly are really something else. I'm just done with all of this. Valentin set this in motion, and now he's gone. It's all about getting Sonny at any cost and blaming everyone else. Molly knew about the subpoena and should have calmed her sister down and kept her away from the drama, but instead, it's more of the same. Someone needs to set these people straight. I have mixed feelings about Jagger. On one hand, I feel a bit sorry for him, but his actions show that he doesn't care who he hurts. His obsession with Sonny has completely warped his sense of integrity. He's gone after Anna, Jason, Carly, and now Christina, who's just endured a series of tragic events, including a fall, childbirth, losing a baby, and making the heart-wrenching decision to push Blaze away. I'm relieved that Sonny is finally on his medication. I have little sympathy for TJ right now because he's being incredibly difficult. What's going on in General Hospital lately? I actually like Nina, but everything seems so messed up. Kate's is taking things too far. The FBI is acting dirty and crooked. I'm tired of Molly and TJ being so judgmental and controlling. Christina is subjected to their strict rules. She has a bedtime, can't be around anyone they disapprove of, and is forced to eat what they want. They never consider Christina's feelings, constantly judging her every move. No one else would put up with that kind of treatment. Ava is being unfairly blamed, while Sonny, as Christina's father, naturally has a place in her life. Christina deserves to live her own life. She's not just a vessel. Molly can't even come up with a name for the baby. Christina almost died and could have lost the chance to be a mother again, all to give Molly a chance at motherhood. It's like no good deed goes unpunished. Kate seems to be pushing Sonny, trying to provoke him into doing something that could lead to trumped-up charges. And don't even get me started on Molly and TJ's fake marriage. They're acting like they're still in college, expecting their parents to fix all their problems. They're not ready for children. And yes, Christina's baby is still hers until the documents are signed. It's frustrating to see such stupidity. Now, about Mac's son, who did he have a child with? I read that it was Dominique, but Dominique and Mac were never together, and Dominique was never pregnant. Her only biological child is Serena, who was carried by Lucy as a surrogate because Dominique was dying of cancer. So how could Dominique and Mac have a child together? And if they did, his sister would be Serena Baldwin. What does Scott think about all of this? In the latest developments, Stella no longer works at the hospital. Felicia has taken over her job. Stella, being family, filled out the paperwork, but TJ and Molly still need to sign it. As far as I remember, Christina told Molly she would be her surrogate, but now the baby is TJ and Molly's. There are so many issues with this storyline. When did he even go to a federal judge to get an arrest warrant? What's the evidence? It's just absurd. Christina should be held accountable for her actions. While arresting her might be extreme, given my lack of fondness for her character, I wouldn't mind. Cates is not a compelling villain, he's just frustrating. I hope they write him out soon. I'm also tired of Molly and TJ. It's ironic how they criticize Christina for being self-centered when they are just as selfish. Molly's insistence on treating Christina with kid gloves, while Alexis points out that Christina almost died, is maddening. By helping Valentin escape, Anna has become a pawn for Brennan and won't be able to assist Jason. Additionally, Molly knows that Christina is responsible for the fall, and Christina is adamant about naming the baby herself. I wish GH had let the baby be born and allowed Christina to give the baby to TJ and Molly, letting Christina and Blaze stay together. But in classic GH fashion, a healthy birth is never part of the plan. Molly makes some valid points about Christina during her conversation with Alexis, but I wish she had listened to Alexis and Sam when they advised against it. They should have considered surrogacy with someone else or adoption. Ultimately, Christina should never have gone to Ava's, and now she's making things worse by trying to confront Ava herself. She should have let Sonny handle it. Technically, it's Christina's baby, and I haven't seen any paperwork signed over to TJ and Molly. What a waste of 7 months of storyline. They should have focused more on the Blaze and Molly relationship. And let's be honest, T is acting out of his mind. Let's address the claim that Christina should be in trouble instead of Ava. Christina knew she slipped over the bag and had no business confronting Ava. Honestly, her storyline has become tiresome. She should have been written out long before Morgan's departure. I'm curious why no one has outright told Christina that it wasn't going to be her baby. By allowing her to repeat this idea, it's only reinforcing misconceptions that could lead to more drama. Once TJ hears Ava's version of events, it's just going to highlight why they shouldn't have chosen Ava to carry their baby in the first place. I'm also baffled that no one has reported Kate's bizarre behavior to the FBI. These storylines are a complete mess. Ava's interference in Sonny's medication is a major issue here. She's essentially responsible for the whole situation. Christina wouldn't have been in Ava's room if not for Ava's actions. Ava is 100% to blame for both the baby's death and Christina's fall. It might be time for some people to rewatch the last 6 months. I've never been a fan of the always the victim portrayal of Christina. She desperately wants to be seen as a hero, but is constantly indecisive when things go wrong. She often runs to Sonny for help, despite criticizing him for being the bad guy. Everyone complains about Sonny until they need him to handle their dirty work. Regarding Christina's arrest, it's not entirely her fault. I'm also not impressed with Jagger, who seems to be taking his issues with Sonny too personally and using his position inappropriately. I hope Christina doesn't end up arrested. And let's not forget that Ava played a part in the heated argument where she grabbed Christina's arm, causing her to stumble. Ava's actions are still a major factor here, and with Laura's sad look, I'm left wondering what's next for Lulu. Lastly, for anyone who's been pregnant, you know that arguing and stress are part of the experience. Christina was 8 months pregnant and went to Ava's place because Ava provoked her. While Ava didn't physically push Christina, grabbing her arm in anger led to Christina stumbling, which was accidental but suspicious due to the cover-up and lies. So let's stop blaming Christina for going to Ava's place just because she was pregnant. Being pregnant doesn't make someone fragile, but it does mean that the situation was more complicated. I'm really frustrated with the new portrayal of Jagger. He used to hate Sonny, but he was never vengeful, as far as I can remember. And wasn't Jagger and Jason both on night shift? So they should have known each other when Jason Morgan came on the scene. If I'm mistaken, please correct me. As an old-time viewer, I dislike when the show rewrites history. I hope there's some explanation from Jagger's past that justifies his current behavior because this vengeance seems excessive. I'm also fed up with TJ and his attitude. The writers have once again turned a great character into a monster. Christina should have had her father pay for in vitro fertilization so she could have her own baby and flaunt it in their faces. The only reason they were nice to Christina was because they were getting something they wanted. Before that, they didn't even know her. And Jagger, how about considering the conflict of interest since you're involved with Ava? I can't wait to see his downfall. Finally, Cody Bell and Max Scorpio have been reunited as father and son, leading to a heartfelt forgiveness of past wrongs. Max Scorpio has also forgiven his grandson, James West, and his son, Cody Bell. Cody heroically saves his nephew, James, from drowning, proving himself to be a true hero. Regardless of everything, we are a family together forever. Cody Bell is the son of Max Scorpio and the late Dominique Baldwin. He has a stepsister named Maxie Jones, a brother-in-law named Damian Spinelli, a stepmother named Felicia Scorpio, and now 2 nieces, Georgie Jones Spinelli and Bailey Louise Jones, as well as 1 nephew, James West, on General Hospital. Dominique Baldwin, Gregory Chase, and Bobby Spencer would be so proud of this moment. Now, that's absolutely stupendous. As for Jagger, I'm done with him. His arrogance is unbearable, and I find myself fast-forwarding through all his scenes. He's abusing his FBI credentials, just like Sonny does. And the whole Ava as the victim storyline. Please, Ava is never a victim. Lastly, can we please put an end to the Willow and Drew storyline? It's so cringeworthy that it turns my stomach. Drew running around after his nephew's wife and sleeping with her mother is pathetic. How can Willow be so foolish? So next week, we're in for a shocking twist. People who are currently frustrated with Christina will likely change their tune. Kate's is arresting Christina on what seems like a trumped-up charge. Ava conveniently left out why Christina retreated to her room, but honestly, it doesn't matter much when it comes to TJ. TJ's reaction gives off the vibe that he sees himself as some fragile porcelain doll. Let's say Christina did fit the mold of a delicate, pregnant woman staying home. It's understandable that she'd be angry, and that anger could definitely raise her blood pressure. Without a court date, it's evident that Ava rushed to save Avery from Sonny. This court date was probably scheduled before the baby's due date, adding stress to Christina's already tense situation. Not ideal for her or the baby. I'm predicting that TJ will give Christina another lecture, argue with Molly about being right once again, and possibly even ask Molly to stay away from Christina. We might even see TJ team up with Scott to defend Ava. It's time for Kate's to go. Unfortunately, it feels like the only way this situation will resolve is by isolating Christina from Molly and TJ. Meanwhile, I'm left wondering if Sonny will eventually be written off the show. Kate's has overstepped his jurisdiction. The PCPD should be handling this. Kate's should have been removed from the scene after Carly and Jason were cleared. Plus, wasn't the FBI supposed to address his misuse of power? Anna's obsession with Brennan is puzzling. She recently told him she's just the police commissioner. Hello, Anna, you're not with the WSB anymore. TJ and Molly are starting to see the bigger picture. Christina put herself in this situation, and Alexis should be guiding her daughter to process her grief with TJ. And yes, I agree with the comments about Lulu. I think she's waking up. Christina's confrontation with Sonny was intense. "Did you kill my little sister's mother yet?" she asks. Sonny's response? "Not yet, sweetie." What a touching father-daughter moment. Molly was briefly my hero for calling out Christina, until Alexis managed to talk her out of it. Sonny Corinthos and Christina make a formidable pair. Sonny will always stand by her side. Kate's is clearly making a dangerous enemy with this family. Diane Miller will likely get these charges thrown out quickly. You don't mess with Sonny's family without facing consequences. Jason Morgan is uncovering proof of Kate's corruption and his alliance with Ava, the med switcher Jerome. Kate's is in serious trouble and will probably be fired from the FBI for his shady dealings. It's fascinating how Christina was outraged when Sonny went after Dex, but now she's okay with him taking extreme measures for her. It's hypocrisy at its finest, and yes, I'm including Anna in that mix. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you agree or disagree? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.